Good morning. Welcome to another day of drugs with Gavin Mills. Not drugs with Gavin Mills, I suppose. It's telling a story why not drugs. Yesterday I told you about how I actually got into the first time I became aware of drugs with my parents taking us to the drive-in to go and see a poppy is also a flower. I think an important consideration is there must be quite a few of you out there that are thinking, well, my God, how can his parents take a 12-year-old to go and see a movie about heroin? Yeah, well, they took us, presumably. I mean, they were telling us the whole time about how drugs are so bad and you shouldn't do drugs because it's bad for your health and destroys your life. They told us all the right things, I mean, really. So it wasn't as though they just took us flippantly to the drive-in. And after that, they did tell us that don't take and stuff, but the reasons didn't make sense. I mean, bad for us, woo, woo, airy fairy. It was like hectic, but so I do understand that the intentions were good, and but that generation didn't understand. They didn't understand the drugs. They didn't understand us. I suppose every generation. The kids say our parents just don't understand it, but there were facts. Their lives were completely different. They came out of the Second World War mentality. We didn't. We came out of the post the apartheid boom for whiteys mentality. So it was completely different. It was terrible. But anyway, but before I get on to this, telling the rest of the story about the drugs, I want to just spend a little bit of time about alcohol because that's where it started for me. I mean, the first time I ever got drunk was with two of my school friends and on Paarl Perle, 27 cents a bottle, I think it was, and three of us, two bottles. But I'd heard my friends talking about drinking before. I wasn't drinking. I had a very strict family father, as I say, so I wouldn't have dared. I didn't dare bloody go and get pissed. But I heard all of my friends talking, and this and so there was a bit of a curiosity to find out what it was like. And also to be one of the boys. So peer pressure is incredibly strong, but I didn't realize it at the time. It was just like being one of the boys, wasn't it? But that's what peer pressure is. So off we went, and we bought some Paarl Perle, and we went to like a mine dump at the back of Pollard Park Golf Course, if any of you know where that is in Springs. And we downed out a 2 little bottle, and then we waited to feel what it was like to get pissed. And then we did get drunk, obviously. And then we came back to my friend's house and we listened the whole afternoon to Neil Young's Harvest. Think I'll pack it in, buy a pickup. And we boogied the afternoon and we planned to paint my friend's bedroom, which we did too. That was amazing, eh? Sure, getting drunk for the first time. And then I had to go home. And my father and mother, and I got home, I'll never forget. And I walked in. And my father took a look at me and said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "No, cool, Dad. I'm going to do homework." Oh, God. My father used to give me a hiding with a sjambok when I was naughty, which means when I went to school, I wasn't scared of getting jacked. Anyway, I got my little hiding, and that was a start, but I was curious, eh? And then we started getting, I think I was in, as I say, grade 11 or so. And then we started going to parties and stuff, and hey, then it was the right thing to do drunk, and eventually I found out that you're braver when you drink. And yeah, it gave you courage to go and chat up the chicks, eh, and to be the man. So it became the habit of drinking. Let's go and get a drink, and eventually, before you knew it, every time there was recreational entertainment, you say, "Hey, where are the drinks?" And that's what we still do today. Every time you have a browse, I mean, don't forget the beers, don't forget the scotch. Hey, let's get the tequila, wear the shorts. And we do that. So we've been brought up into that mindset where we consider entertainment as synonymous with alcohol and then later drugs. And that carried on my whole life, man, until very late, well after marriage, and, that you drink for Dutch courage, as we know. And we stop depending on our personalities. We stop depending on we're good enough. So it's a feeling of low self-esteem. We can get better if we get pissed, which in itself is strange. I mean, definitely speaks to self-esteem and that we all think we are better people when we're drunk. And then later on, I mean, much later on, when I stopped drinking about 10 years ago completely. I do not touch alcohol. And then we'd start going out with people and the normal kind of stuff. And I never realized how much cuck people talk when they're drunk, when I was drunk, and how much they repeat themselves and tell you the same story over and over. And each time you have to pretend it's like the first time. Oh, wow, man, yeah, no, shit, oh, you changed the if and the but there from the last 17 times. But we do that. And we just do, and we get drunk for drink, and we get Dutch courage, and we get all this thing from alcohol. All these things from alcohol. And it taints our lives. Think about how much money you spent on alcohol. Just work it out. Work out what you spend on alcohol a week. Multiply it by 4, multiply it by 12, and multiply it by the number of years. And see how much you have done. And of course, drugs takes you into a completely different space. But does it really? Because, most people do recreational. Well, I mean, not most people. I'm speaking out of turn, but a lot of people do drugs, sort of weekends and stuff like that, where alcohol is an almost everyday occurrence. Work it out. That's the Merc. That's half of the bond gone. That stopped most of the fights with other people, with your wife, with your girlfriend. I think society's in a bad place, and has been, and I acknowledge this, and I admit it, and I never thought I was. I was never addicted. No, I wasn't. I didn't need it. And I didn't need it physically. But why every single time when I went for a joint, let's have a joint or a drink? Why did I do that? Why do we do that? That we just think every single time that we need to, I suppose it's like makeup, isn't it? Makeup or Lani clothes. Like we get good makeup and we think we look better. Probably maybe you do. But alcohol and drugs, I don't think. Weed, yeah, it makes you cool, doesn't it? Makes you like so easy to get on, but it makes you fucking quiet and introverted, and your head, you just go around in your head and you come up with amazing ideas, but it is not good for your brain. It is not good that you start depending on anything. And that's why I don't think it has hurt me in my health or anything like that. I don't think it's hurt friendship. Kill ambition? Yeah. Make tomorrow another day? Yes. Just this ongoing hamster wheel of non-delivery. And I think that's what it does. It gives us the capability that we can think of great ideas, but we don't activate them. We think, wow, it's cool, and we just go over the ideas and this kind of thing. And this is the danger. We do not live our lives.